Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Justin Kroll, and for our next panel, we have HBO's Task. Mayor of Easttown creator returns to HBO, returns to Delco County, Brad Ingelsby, for this latest crime series starring Mark Ruffalo and Tom Pelphrey. And here he is, Brad Ingelsby, creator, and Tom Pelphrey. All right. Before we get into questions, here's a scene from the show.
You gonna kill me, Robbie? If you are, I'd at least like to call my family.
No can do.
Why not?
So your Fed buddies can track us and fuck up my plan. You're not calling Susan.
Susan's dead. She passed away over a year ago. I want to speak to my kids, Robbie.
Not happening.
There's things I want to say.
Stop the car.
There's things I need to say.
Stop the fucking car! Turn the engine off. Turn the fucking engine off. Hand me the keys. Get out.
Hey, please let me just call my family.
Walk down there. Come on, fucking move!
Will you at least take a message to my son?
I'm the last person you want taking a message to anyone right now. In fact, I need you to do me a favor. My niece, Maeve, she had nothing to do with any of this. I don't want her getting punished for my fuck-ups. Will you help her? You promise. I got the word of the Bureau's top fucking real estate agent. You're a decent man, Tom. You walk straight into those woods for a mile or so. You should be good. You'll see it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you don't have to go through with this, Robbie.
What was that bird you called me? That vagrant.
You could still go home.
Even if I want him to go home, I don't know the way no more.
One of the best scenes I think I saw last year, from the moment you're in the car until that last line. Just, I mean, we talk about Sorkinisms. Inglesbyisms are going to happen soon. Uh-oh. All right, so Brad, back at HBO again. When did you start figuring out, or where did the genesis of Task come from? Were you shooting Mayor of Easttown? Was it a while later? Where exactly did this idea come to return to Delco?
Yeah, I think it was a little while after Mayor. We talked about another season of Mayor and then sort of put that aside and started kicking the tires on a couple ideas and really came up with the two characters, Justin. It started with a priest. I learned that the priest worked with the FBI at these mass casualty events. And I thought, oh, that's really interesting. I've never seen a priest go around with the FBI. So that was an interesting nugget that I had in the piggy bank. And then I had this idea of a trash collector who would go around town and look through people's trash and identify drug houses. So always starts with characters, and then I try to come up with the engine that connects them.
So the script comes in, and like I feel like now when an Ingelsby script hits the town, every actor is like, "I need to see it." I heard some
Oh,
very
man.
interesting names that wanted the script before Mark and Tom got it. But ultimately, I can only see you as Robbie, Tom. Like, what was it about this character that just made you knew you had to play him, and what made you interested in getting on the show?
Yeah, well, I mean, I love Brad. I love Brad's work. I've loved Brad's work for a long time. And this happens a few times, maybe if you're lucky in life, but I think as an actor, but as soon as I read Task, I felt like I understood Robbie in my soul. And it really doesn't happen very often, but when it does, you think, uh-oh, I have to do this now. I won't be able to sleep tonight if I can't do this, because I see him, I feel him. Like he like came alive in me as I'm reading this. It's incredible. You know, we got sent the first 2 scripts early on, and my partner read them, and she said, this is, you know, maybe the best pilot script in television I've ever read.
Man, that was an understatement. I had 3 agents tell me this is the best script I've read in a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. That's very sweet. My goodness.
No, brother. Thank you.
Well, I saw his audition. He put himself on tape, and it was funny because I was a couple minutes behind Jeremiah, our director, and we would watch the auditions at the same time. The auditions would come over email. I turned his on, and I got a minute into it, and I was like, I think this is the guy. And then I got a phone call while I'm watching it from Jeremiah. He's like, have you seen Tom Pelphrey? He's the guy. And so we both knew instantly it was Robbie, and he's such an incredible actor. We're just so grateful he said yes.
So, Brad, you've created a new genre, the Delco crime series.
Yes.
What is it about that
East
part?
Coast Taylor Sheridan.
What is it about that part of the country that just makes for like the characters in the setting? Because it becomes its own character. Now, how many times have you been there down for a project? Is this 4?
Well, you know, a couple of them, even the way back, a movie I did was set in Delco. We ultimately had to move it to the West Coast. I think it's, I know, you're going to laugh, I think it's laziness. It's the people, I live there, you know, so many people I know in my life are still living there, my aunts and uncles, my parents. So I think it's that I feel as a writer an authority over that place that I wouldn't have over other places. And also I really like to tell stories of working class individuals with a lot of complexity and layers that I feel like we don't often get to see these days, and so that really interests me, and I think it's the blood in my veins in a lot of ways, and I really love living there. I love the people there, so I feel like it's an honor to tell the stories.
So, Tom, I'm with my sister in New York last week, and I'm talking about this upcoming panel, and she has in-laws from that part of the country, and they all go to her. It's the best Delco accent I've ever heard. Like,
Wow.
Did you guys pride yourself in that? Because it's a real thing, and people seem to just think you guys all knocked it out of the park, especially you.
Well, I definitely tortured myself for a while. I literally couldn't sleep at night with this accent. I was so, you know, there's like a Saturday Night Live skit that does the mayor and the accent. I'm like, oh no, everyone knows this accent now. It's so specific and it's hard. And if I get this wrong, it's just, no matter what else we do that would be amazing, if I mess that up, nothing would matter. You know that instantly. So a lot of hard work. I do want to say back to Brad setting things in Delco. I had a tooth problem when I was on set, and Brad sent me to his dentist, which is his childhood dentist. This is so sweet. And I went into the office, and the men and women who work there were waiting for me, and I walked in, and they said, "Are you Brad's friend?" I said, "Yes, I am." "Well, we love him. We are so proud of him and everything he's doing." It's so wholesome. It's so good. He loves them. They love him. It's a very special place to go get to work on one of your sets. It's really tangible.
Oh, thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom. That's very sweet.
So I feel like people throw around, this reminds me of Heat. This is in the vein of Heat. Like it just almost like too much to in a way. I hate to say it, this show reminds me of Heat so much, to the point being that the 2 main characters have 2 scenes actually. Ironically, the one scene being when the other character's dying. How was it that you guys were able to kind of nail that car scene when you really didn't share much time on screen? Did you guys talk? I'm asking on both you guys. Did you guys talk over how you wanted to do that? Like, I remember talking to Mark, and he's just like, I just remember that car being so hot.
Tom could tell a good story. I think
Well,
Tom
let's talk about that
remembers
scene and how you guys were able to nail it, even though you really didn't see much of it. I gotta ask this: did you guys avoid each other on the set since you didn't have much time?
No, we didn't avoid each other. In fact, when we were there together, I really loved spending time with Mark. We just weren't on set together often because, as you said, we were only in 2 scenes together. So the car was hot. It was like August in, Pennsylvania, which, if you guys don't know, is just like an oven and humid and all the horrible things. And then you're inside a car and you can't roll the windows down because, the sound will get ruined, and the car is on a trail. Was it on a trail? Yeah, it's getting pulled, so you can't turn the car on. Also, it's an old car, so the air conditioning doesn't work. So I was like, what are we gonna do? Yeah. There was a lot going on, and I think that worked to our favor in the sense of we never talked about it. Mark and I never discussed what we were going to do, what we thought, what we were thinking, and I think that works to the advantage of the reality of the scene because, of course, in our story, obviously Robbie and Tom just meet just then. They've had the little interaction in the family room, and then they get in the car, and this is the conversation that they have. So it was wonderful. I mean, I couldn't even obviously see Mark, so all I saw was occasionally his eyes in the rear view, and it's kind of a beautiful way to play the scene because I think for both of us, we really had to listen, which sounds like the most obvious thing in the world, but it's nice to be forced into a position where it's like, you better listen. I can't see the faces you're making, and if I'm not concentrating, I don't even get all the words, So, yeah, it was happy, like the circumstance fed into, I think, the reality of the scene in a way that was beautiful.
I mean, shout out Mark Ruffalo. He's now the king of the cop plane in the back, cop being in the back of a car talking to a criminal. Because 3 months later, he's in Crime 101
Crime
talking
101.
to Chris Hemsworth in the back of a car, and I'm like, oh, this is bringing back memories. So we're getting this. Speaking of season 2, we are actually getting a season 2 of Task.
Yes.
So I will fight Casey Bulls to the death that he says, oh, we always plan for 2 seasons. I heard this was a limited series. Did you kind of plan for bringing back Brandis, or were you shooting this and you just knew you kind of needed that second season to continue that story?
No, I was just saying to Tom outside that if it wasn't such a good time on set, I don't think I would have done it. It was just such a wonderful time. We all had such a fun experience, and it was such a great collaboration. I don't think I planned on doing a second season at all, really. And it wasn't until we got done that I felt like, well, I could go back to work with those people. And I did feel like Mark's storyline had a bit of a second engine in terms of the emotional arc of the show, which is, what happens when his son comes home? What does that look like? How do you deal with that? And so that, to me, was very interesting to explore, and it wasn't something I felt we often got to see on screen. So that really excited me. And then I just had to come up with another side of the story and get someone as good as this guy because, you need those 2 opposites that are on a collision course.
Marshall Ali, he's okay. I mean, big shoes to fill.
Yes, big shoes with Tom.
I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine.
So yeah, I'm excited. We're just getting started, but I'm very excited that we get to tell another story, and then I get to stay home and tell another story about where I live, and that's I feel very honored and grateful that I get a chance to do that.
So this will probably be our last question, but I got to ask: is there a flashback, long lost twin brother Tom doesn't we don't know about?
Trust me, I would
maybe,
love
one
nothing
of those
more.
He's talking. He's Ruffalo can't let him go, so he is haunting him. Listen, I'm just trying to get you some more work, man. Let's
hey,
back.
I'm gonna show up on that set whether I'm getting paid to be there or not. So might as well make some money while I'm doing it.
Listen, you didn't get to hang with Mark all that last time, so why not we do it this time? All right.
That's right.
We'd all love Tom to come back. He's the all-time best. We'd love that.
All right. Well, thank you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Task.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.